It seems like the 49ers just keep getting news. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jeremy Fowler just reported that he is actually on track and ahead of time, should be throwing by early June. And then Deebo Samuel, he reported some news. You're going to hear what it is and what we think about it right after this.
Let's go get him. Let's go get him today, man. Let's go. Hey, double down 3, 1, 2, 3, double down.
Do you foresee any realistic trade partners for Garoppolo, or do you not think that that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, it's kind of difficult for me to see a team really wanting to trade for Garoppolo unless it's like a throwaway pick, you know what I mean? Like a 6th or a 7th, something low. Because, just the contract, right? I don't see the 49ers willing to eat any of that contract, because if that was the case, they could just cut him and, eat 7.5 million, right? But that they have been hesitant to do that. I just don't know what leverage the 49ers have at this point as far as being able to be a trade asset. I guess the only way that it could happen is if both Carolina and Cleveland, which seem to be the two teams that are, at least been, I guess, tied to Garoppolo as far as maybe a need because of their quarterback situations. If both of them were in contention and hopefully in contention, maybe, one of them wants to get Garoppolo for sure versus him on the open market and then having to contend that way. I personally believe there would be more competition for Jimmy Garoppolo if he was just a free agent, because you're looking at teams like Seattle, Cleveland, Carolina, and possibly even a team like Pittsburgh or a team like Houston may all think, okay, Jimmy on a lesser contract might be somebody that we want to go after, and then Jimmy would have his pick of the litter. I just don't know why a team would really give up an asset for Jimmy, especially when you have to take on that contract, even for a team like Cleveland who can eat that contract without any issues. A team like Carolina, they already have cap issues, and there's no way that they'd be able to get Jimmy under the cap unless they make some, big personnel moves on their team. So I don't know if they could even make the trade if they want to. But Cleveland, I just don't know why, when you could just wait it out and maybe contend for Jimmy on the free agency market.
Yeah, I think you make a couple of good points. Just for extra context, NFL Network's Mike Giardi followed up Jeremy Fowler's report. He said, per sources, that Garoppolo's shoulder is feeling good, feeling sound. He hopes for a quick resolution once he shows he's able to make all the throws, which his source says will not be a problem. And obviously, we expect the source to be someone from Garoppolo's camp. The point being, Garoppolo himself expects a quick resolution. And to me, like, I'm not expecting a trade. I'm not really expecting, just because of the reasons you pointed out. The contract is heavy, and also the lack of suitors. Because at this point of the offseason, there aren't that many teams with the significant amount of cap space to acquire a 24.2 million. Well, the cap it is around 27 million, right? So to acquire that 27 or 25.5 million dollar contract onto the books, there are not a lot of contending teams that are going to be wanting to do that at this point of the season, rather than just getting Garoppolo for a cheaper price. However, two factors do intrigue me with the Garoppolo saga, and that is teams outbidding each other, like you just mentioned, and also the quick resolution that Garoppolo points out. I'm assuming that Garoppolo has been in contact with several teams, as the 49ers did allow him to seek a trade earlier in the offseason. I'm assuming he's been in contact. And the second team you mentioned, the Carolina Panthers, do intrigue me. Now, I don't think that Garoppolo's 27 or $25 million contract is going to go directly to Carolina. I think the 49ers, if they want capital in return, are going to have to eat some of that salary, or ask Garoppolo to take a pay cut. But for Carolina, they're the team. Like, if Cleveland can get it for $1 million, maybe they do that, right? Cleveland obviously is the better team, the more competitive team, and might provide Garoppolo with what he wants more. However, Carolina, because of those reasons, might think Garoppolo goes to Cleveland on the open market or another team on the open market as opposed to Carolina, hence why they trade for him. And so that's where I think there's a possibility that could exist. However, I think that possibility is also fairly slim.